coming in showing all of the chest hairs and everything.
I had to come in hot, Karen. Look, I knew who I was talking to today.
You looking like an 80s R&B, 90s R&B.
Wearing some white leather pants, wearing some white leather cargo pants or something like that, right?
Do you have
that's like something that Jodeci would wear. I'm just saying if I completed the outfit.
All right, Coleman, do this. Ooh wee.
Ooh wee.
I see it. All right, let me just welcome him back into the universe of the Karen Hunter Show. The one and only, the great, the amazing, incomparable Colman Domingo.
Good to see you, Karen Hunter. Oh my God, so excited to be here.
Give the man all of the.
Come on, give me some applause up in here. There we go.
Applause. Hold on.
I gotta make my own applause.
No, you got you. All right. I love coming in hot like this. And so when this person saw that you were gonna be here, she was like, put me in, coach. Can I tap me in? So let me also welcome my co-host, my partner in power, the one and only, the incomparable Broadway diva and actress extraordinaire, Miss Tanya Pinkins.
Oh my God! What a surprise! Hello! Oh my God! Oh my God! Hey Tanya.
Hey, I was like, I'm saying, you got Coleman. Hey, Coleman.
I love it.
And you're coming out with a horror movie that I'm gonna be there first.
And you just came out with your horror movie as well.
Yes. Thank you for watching it and sending those notes. Of course.
So we're gonna talk some horror, I guess, today, huh? We're gonna talk about horror and how we found ourselves in it.
So I'm grateful that Tanya is here because I can't do horror because we just had 4 years of it, and now we're in the midst of it. Last months, 2 years of it. And I can't do it. And then that particular horror movie we're talking about, I'm only going to say it one time. I'm not going to say it 3 times. And I'm going to ask neither of you to say it more than once.
Okay.
All right. We're starring in Candyman. The last time I'm saying it, that's it.
Right.
All right. And for many of us, the original one, scary as F. This one stars you. You got Tiana Paris in it. I think Yahya Mateen, who we saw in Watchmen, all of him, all 12 inches of
oh my Lord.
Oh my God. Can I get an amen from somebody? I'm like,
amen.
All right, so listen. Colman Domingo, when you got the script for this, what were your thoughts? And walk me through it.
Let me tell you this. The beautiful thing is Jordan Peele wrote this role for me, right? So we had this great conversation. We talked about art, Blackness, criticism, culture, you name it. And I knew that he was working on Candyman. He was writing it. And then I get this script. And I thought it was so fantastic because of how it unpacks all of it. Now, you saying we've been going through 4 years of trauma. I think that Jordan even takes it back to 400 years. He takes it back to really unpack. And I think that's why, and I'm glad Tanya's on here as well, because we can really talk about how I think the genre of horror is unfortunately a match made in heaven when it comes to looking at Black people in America. It's a genre that we sort of were not in the center of, which is wild. You know, usually you see some white guy in a mask run around chasing Jamie Lee Curtis or something. When actually the people who live in horror 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in America are Black people. You wake up in your own horror movie. So it actually makes more sense. So everything that it was doing was unpacking all this stuff that we deal with on the daily, the things that we talk about, art, criticism, people coming into neighborhoods, gentrifying neighborhoods, displacing Black people, coming in because the location is actually dope and the white people want it back. And then you're like, but wait a minute, you don't get to just take the location. My character, William Burke, he says you have to really look at the trauma that's under here as well, which is what his purpose is as well. He's like, no, you can't just have all that. You got to know exactly the blood that was spilled here. So I think that's the intention of my character as well. Tanya, what do you think about Black horror as well?
Well, it's my favorite genre because you can say truthful things and people can pretend that it's just a pretend fantasy world, which is what a lot of people who are the global minority are doing about the realities of America.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I want to say, because Candyman, that's the second time it's been said, takes place in my town, Chicago. It's centered around the Cabrini Green projects. Part of the urban planning of Chicago, and I know this because my daughter's grandfather was an alderman, was they would give certain parts of the community to Black people with the plan that in 30 years, we're gonna blight it, take it back, and then run the real estate prices up. So Cabrini Green, was the worst project in the world, with garbage that was like 5 and 6 stories high. And I want people to remember that when the garbage isn't picked up somewhere, that's the city not doing its job. That's
right.
Not the
that's
people
not the people
not being clean. That's not the people. Rich people make more garbage. Okay, everybody makes garbage. So that it's Cabrini Green, which has now been torn down, and that's now beautiful gentrified area.
Which is what, and if people go to Chicago, because I didn't even know where Cabrini Green was until I got to Chicago and we shot there, which is in the most desirable neighborhood. You're like, oh, so you right here from the Gold Coast. Oh, so y'all been plotting to get this back. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly, by design.
How wild that is. As a young reporter, I had to cover the Knicks in Chicago, that series, as a news reporter. So, of course, I'm going to do that Second City thing. And I went to Cabrini Green, and I had never seen poverty like that in my entire life. My dad is from Newark, so I spent a lot of time in Newark, which I would argue anybody in Brooklyn in some of the worst parts of Newark. But I saw kids without shoes. It was horrific. But right around the corner, basically, was the stadium with the Jordan statue.
Absolutely.
And those rich people driving into that arena right behind Cabrini Green. And I couldn't understand how you could drive past that every day into...
Your brain can't put it together at all.
I couldn't understand it. So I'm glad that, Tanya, you brought that to the table, because I that makes so much sense now.
But one of the things in critical race theory that they wanted us to think about is the fact that, who are deserving people, and how do you know you're deserving? You need somebody who is undeserving to compare it to. So when you drive by Cabrini Green to your stadium, you know who are the undeserving people, and you know what you get access to and why you get access to. So it's all part of the plan of, maintaining this image of who America is for.
So this spin on Now or Later Man, and we were talking with Coleman and Tanya Pinkins, the spin on it,
my favorite candy.
Yeah, we now it's Skittles Man,
Skittles Man, right.
This makes me want to watch it now, because for me, us, was it them, us?
Us, yeah.
Us.
There
was a them too. That's a series, but yeah.
There was a them as well. Yeah, exactly. Right.
There's a them.
The mind bending that Jordan Peele comes into this space in a way, when Get Out came out, it was like, oh snap. The opening scene where a Black man basically gets snatched up walking in the street, people don't even remember, like that's one of the first scenes.
Yeah.
He's about something else. So,
well, that's exactly what this film is about. It's like, for the people who say, "Oh, I don't like horror. I don't like to be gore." I already said this. I said in a few interviews. The thing that you don't see is that the pornification of of people killing Black bodies. That's what you do not see that in our film as well. It's more psychological in every single way. So I think it's about social commentary. I think it's actually made for you, Karen, to be very honest. I think this is, yeah.
I received that. I just wasn't ready, but I'm ready now. Okay, so the summoning, because I think we're in a very spiritual. There's an inflection point right now that we're in, and it's political, it's social, but it's also very spiritual. We just watched a 7.2 Richter scale earthquake just hit Haiti, not the other part, just really devastate Haiti. And I know that there's rumblings. I mean, this month was when the revolution happened, right? You can't tell me that's a coincidence. I think there's birth pains of something that's about to happen. I'm going to say that out loud. So to me, the summoning in the mirror, right, of something, what is that, Colman Domingo, and how should we digest it?
Well, that's a lot. And I think that I'm going to lean on Tanya to help me with this too. But what I do believe is that it's something that was already started many, 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 many years ago, before we were even born. And how yeah, we grumbled a lot last year in the streets, and it subsided for a moment, but it's still there, and we have to keep it activated. And I think that's why, like my character in particular, is just like saying, no, I'm gonna summon, I'm gonna bring this back. You're not gonna forget this. We're gonna do the work. And I think it takes people like my comrade Tanya Pinkins, who I love. She's out there. She's like, no, you put it out there. You put your body out there. And what did Byron Russell say? You put your body in small spaces so the wheels don't turn. And I think that's exactly what, when it comes to the way we create art, when it comes to everything that we're doing now, has to be done even with more intentional purpose. It can't, because I think before we're just doing things to do things, to get by, to get checks, things like that. I think there's no time for that. And we learned that with that year of racial reckoning last year, and we have to double down on it. So I think that's what the summoning is, as well as that we got to keep on summoning. We got to right some wrongs. We got to smash some systems, take a sledgehammer to it. I'm on these calls, people talking about the state of theater, you name it. I said, a sledgehammer. Take it down from the top. Anyway, so we ain't going to get into all that because Tanya and I could be on here for hours. So anyway, but you know what I mean? I'm like, no, not off of the head, but just like you have to rethink everything that you know. You have to actually go further with the truth of it. And I think that's why art like this matters even more so. Because it's not actually the intention for you to go in and like, well, I feel good about myself. And let me go get my car keys. It's to give you a jolt and be like, oh shit, this is the system, this is what you're in. What are you going to do about it now? Tanya.
Tanya, before Tanya answers to that, I want to know when you discovered Colman Domingo. Because I just
God.
The Walking Dead. But y'all,
I'm going to tell you, we go back to the theater, and so the first time I saw Colman Domingo was in God, now you know what's inside. It's just
Passing
Strange.
Passing
So
Strange.
that's the first time
it was on Broadway.
Him. I got to see his writing. I got to see his directing.
I'm back. Okay.
His play Wild with Happy about his mother, which was so beautiful. And so this is a Renaissance man. This is a multi-hyphenate. He is a brilliant actor, a director, a singer, a choreographer, a playwright, a television writer, a producer. I was in the first episode that he directed on Fear of the Walking Dead. He directed me in one of the readings that we did of a play that, gosh, if only we got it together. This is a man that he is one of my heroes in terms of how do you want to live and do the art?
As we, enjoy this film that you're in.
Yes!
Baby Man. This as we enjoy it, is there going to be satisfaction? Because at the end of Get Out, there was an alternate ending that Jordan Peele did. Thank God. I'm glad he went with the ending he went with. Are we going to be happy at the end of this that the people that need to get what they need to got? Colman Domingo, can you tell us at least that? Hello?
I kind of don't want to tell you. You're going to have to see it. But the people that needs to get got.
No, that's all that I can go in knowing that, okay, because some of these, some of these we go ahead.
But Karen, people who need to get got ain't been getting got in reality. So I don't like people to be lulled into false happiness in the movies when that's not what's happening in reality, unless the movie's gonna show them how to get them.
I think the movie's going to give you a tool, at least, on what you could do. Exactly, a tool on how to get the people who got you.